And when I say really bad, I mean really bad. I just scratched my skin off. It just felt good to have like boiling water on my skin. When you have wrinkles at grade 4, like that's when you know it's pretty bad. Friend's neighbor, call me zombie boy. Sorry, I have trouble expressing my feelings and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. And there's like blood on the bed. The biggest bully that will ever be to me is myself. I hated the way I looked. I just honestly thought that I was hideous. The first week was torturous. After 1 month of doing this, I was pretty much 80% healed. Felt like I was burning my skin off. That was the point where my whole life, my whole eczema journey would change. I don't know if I'm gonna include this in the first part of the video. So this is a story about me growing up with eczema. I used to have really bad eczema. And when I say really bad, I mean really bad. And so I haven't really seen a lot of people with cases like me. They do exist, but I haven't really met a lot of them. I might be a little bit jumping back and forth, but bear with me. I have my notes with me too, so it won't be that bad, hopefully. I'm just gonna start off with my childhood. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember much when I was a kid. For the most part, I didn't really realize that I had eczema until I was around grade 4. The only times I remember having eczema at the time was probably just going to drink some leung cha. If you don't know what leung cha is, it's a Chinese medicine that is made from herbs. And they use these roots and different herbs to make this tea. And this tea is not a pleasant tea. This is a very bitter tea. Sometimes you can add sugar to it, but a lot of people believe if you add sugar to it, the nutrients that comes from this tea will not be as potent. And so a lot of the times my dad wouldn't add sugar, and it was just so bitter. Actually, leung cha was part of the curing process of my eczema, which I will get into later. I'm sure I'm gonna edit some photos in and stuff like that, but I have some like little photos of me. Yeah, this is when I was, I think this is when I was in probably, I don't even know, kindergarten. Like I looked like a normal baby. I didn't really have eczema at the time. Like you can't really tell. My parents, on the other hand, would tell you otherwise. They had to stay up late apparently soothing my itchiness, and because I was always itchy, so a lot of the times they said they had to stay up. My dad even got sleep deprived from it, but that was early on in my childhood and I don't really remember much. Yes, my parents did take me to the doctors, and a lot of the time when you have eczema, they prescribe you something called steroid cream. The steroid cream, I don't think I have one with me, but essentially it helps you, I don't really know what it does, I'll be honest. It helps you heal faster, I think, but it ends up just making it worse because my skin gets really thick and like, yeah, I don't know, it just wasn't working. The solutions that the doctors gave me never worked. So let's just move on to kind of around grade 4. Grade 4 is when my eczema started to get a little worse. It would just appear more, and if you have eczema, maybe on the more severe side, you'll notice that a lot of the time it's on your neck, it's on your pits, your legs pits. A lot of the time it's on these areas where like you kind of sweat more, but never my armpits actually. I don't know, it's weird. I was always scratching. I have this video. This is probably when I was grade 4. Like you could see my skin is super dry. Oh yeah, if you don't know what eczema is, there's a lot of articles and stuff you could read about it. I'm sure some of your friends have it, maybe you have it, not on the severe side, but it just makes your skin very dry. Essentially, your skin cannot produce these oils that make it moist, and it becomes very itchy, and you just scratch it. And the worst part is not the scratching, it's the lesions that comes from the scratching, and the lesions can get infected. Okay, anyways, to my story. So this is probably me. You could see like the eczema around my mouth. You could see like I have a little bit of wrinkles, like wrinkling here. Like when you have wrinkles at grade 4, like that's when you know that it's pretty bad. My eyes would be smaller too because of just the dryness. Grade 4, I was always scratching, but I was never bullied for it. I'll be honest, I never got heavily bullied for my skin condition. For me, at the time, it was more of a comfort thing. I just felt very uncomfortable in my in my skin, not the way I look, but the way it feels, the physical feeling of the eczema. I hated being out in the sun because I couldn't sweat. Imagine not being able to, like, I could sweat, but like I would never sweat drips. Like, it would be like moist, and like it'd feel very, imagine like you could feel the sweat trying to come out, but you can't because your skin is so dry. That's the best way I could describe it. In this time, there were only really 3 instances that I was kind of like, not bullied, but like made me feel like I was very different. First time, I was walking into a Chinese restaurant, and this lady and her son, and I think the son did not eat some veggies or drink enough water or something, but she was walking out and she looks at me, and then she was yelling at her kid, right? And she's just said, if you don't eat your veggies or drink your water, you're gonna look like him, and you don't want that, right? Do you? And I don't know, these things just stick with you. Can't say it had a very immense effect on me, maybe subconsciously, but yeah, I remember that vividly. Another time was my friend's neighbor called me zombie boy. That was not cool. I don't like being called. And the third time was actually at summer camp. A big reason maybe why I didn't get bullied was because I was friends. I had a really close. My best friend was I had a very strong, opinionated best friend, and he was always very expressive. That's the best way I could describe it. You probably see him in some of my videos. His name is Colin, and he always had my back whenever shit went down. So there was this one time in summer camp, and this kid, out of just curiosity, I'm sure, like, he had no malintent, asking me why my neck was so rashy and like it looked like I had like tied ropes around it, essentially, because it did look like that. I don't have a better photo, do I? Like, it just red around my neck, and Colin, who always had my back, just ripped out on him. The kid was a little chubby, so like he called him Husky. Yeah, that was it. Everything that made me feel a little different. I can't call it bullying, because honestly, like, it was just honesty. Like, I was different, and when you see someone different, you're like, whoa, what's up with you, you know? Except for the Asian lady. The Asian lady is not cool, but whatever. You probably put a lot of photos in here. So I'm just gonna go to high school. I think high school is probably when you start to care how you look. And because I looked not the best, I was probably very insecure. Well, I was very insecure. Sorry, I have trouble expressing my feelings and stuff like that. Like, it's just... Oh my goodness. Okay. Yes, I was very insecure. Not only did my eczema get worse, but I started developing sleeping problems because of it. A lot of times I'd wake up really itchy in the middle of the night multiple times, and sometimes I'd even be scared to fall asleep because I knew the next morning I'd wake up with new lashes. Because when I'm awake, I can control when I scratch, right? But when you're asleep, you can't. You're itchy. You just wake up with new lashes, and there's like blood on the bed, and like it hurts. It hurts in the morning because it's just like I just scratched my skin off, and now I have these new lashes, and like it hurts, man. It stings. Like, not only was I very insecure about it, it also really hurt physically. It's not a comfortable feeling having eczema. I think for those who are watching who have eczema, you can relate to like showering with really, really hot water. You know how girls shower with really, really hot water? Yeah, I would shower with the same temp just to like relieve my skin pain. Like, it just felt good to have like boiling water on my skin. Don't know why, it just felt like pretty good. Again, I was never bullied. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you to my friends for just always being accepting. Maybe it was just like, don't talk about the elephant in the room, but I'm glad that they never really made me feel different because of it. But thinking back, it didn't matter that I had no bullies, because the biggest bully that will ever be to me is myself. And if I could change one thing going back, is to be a little less hard on myself and Yeah. So going through the grades, say 9, 10, 11, I always wanted to hide the fact that I had eczema, but obviously, how could I? Like, literally, it's on my face. I hated the way I looked. I hated the way it's always so itchy and it hurts. And I hated looking in the mirror every day because I just honestly thought that I was hideous. I hated taking photos, especially because of that. Just anything to do with myself. Whenever I saw myself, I just didn't want anything to do with it. I tried my best to ignore the fact that I looked the way I looked. And yeah, that was probably the worst times in my life. And I'm not saying I had a bad time in high school, but it was definitely not easy. And I think about my parents too. I think about how much pain they must have felt because they see me suffering, they see my face, how I look, and it's like, damn. We've tried everything. We've went to a million Chinese doctors. We went to a million normal doctors. We've tried diet changes, everything. I remember taking one of my student IDs in one of the grades, and I just looked at myself and I just wanted to throw it out. I folded it and I was like, shit, I need this actually, so I didn't throw it out. But I think I actually have it. Let me show you. This is my old wallet, by the way. I've kept it over the years. Man, I can't believe I'm sharing this stuff. Thought I'd never tell a soul. Actually, no, I've told people this one. This is grade 11. Like, damn. And then you could still see the creases. I folded it like this. And I was like, I literally tossed it in the trash. And I was like, wait a minute, I need this. Man. Yeah, anyways, let me look at my notes, sorry. I'm a little lost. Because of my insecurities and stuff like that, I always wanted to fit in. I tried really hard to fit in. I cared about the way I dressed. I cared about the way I presented myself. And I tried to make up for all the things I lacked in my appearance. And high school is not a depressing time. I was never depressed. I was never like deeply depressed. Again, I'm thankful for my friends always being accepting. More so today, actually. I probably appreciate them more today than I did back then. I think it was around grade 11, end of grade 11, when I found the cure. Yeah, finally something that actually helped my skin. For those who don't know, I go to church. Church sometimes have this thing called retreat. Retreat is like kind of like just a gathering when the whole church goes to like somewhere. We rent Trent University, and the whole church goes. I just want to paint a picture. Me and my friend Justin and Colin. Those are my closest friends at church. Justin's Colin's cousin. Colin is my best friend. We're all pretty close. We just doing stuff, walking around, doing the whatnot, probably doing things that we shouldn't be doing. Anyways, we're in the cafeteria one day. It's lunchtime. I'm just walking. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm standing up. I remember standing up. This guy comes over to me. He's an older man. He's like the same age as my dad. Taps my shoulder and he's like, hey, do you have eczema? I say, yeah, I have eczema. He's like, I see you scratching all the way from over there. Who are your parents? Let me talk to them. That was the point where my whole life, my whole eczema journey would change. Turns out he had a son who also had a pretty bad eczema. And he introduced us to this Chinese doctor, which helped him out. Now, this Chinese doctor is a little bit on the pricey side. And keep in mind, Chinese doctors are not real doctors. Yes, they have a certificate. They have to pass certain tests that are recognized in Chinese culture, but they're not doctors. You can't call them a doctor. They're not registered as a doctor. They don't have a doctorate. This is not to promote Chinese doctors by any means. This is just my story, and just somehow it's a Chinese doctor that cured me. So at first we were hesitant, but yeah, whatever. Like, we tried a million of them already, like, might as well try one more. So this Chinese doctor was different than the others. He had a 3-step methodology. A lot of the other Chinese doctors just prescribe you these learn cha. This is the 3-step. One is drink, learn cha. Very, very like textbook. 2, shower in the learnta. And then 3 is use this spray and this cream that he provides. I know this is very vague, so I'm gonna break it down. So the learnta, I kid you not, is the most bitter and nasty thing I've ever drank in my life. I kid you not, it was literally, it's not even translucent. It's like mud water. It was so disgusting. And when you drink it, the taste would linger. Honestly, I would have to chase it sometimes. Step 2 was to shower in it. So you use the same roots that you boiled this learnta in, and you add this white packet. I don't know what this is in this white packet. Apparently it's supposed to help me not itch, but I don't know, it's just more herbs. You put it in this big pot and you boil it with more water. This round, it's more translucent. It's not that bad. Not as potent though, but I would shower in it. So I'd bring it up in a tub. Like I had this metal tub. I'd bring it up to my shower. And after my shower, after I've shampooed, conditioned, I would just dump myself. I would take a towel sometimes, or just dump myself into this learnta. And then the last step was the spray and cream, which is something that he provides. I have no idea what is in this. I'm pretty sure there's alcohol in this spray because it stings, man. I kid you not, it stings. I felt like I was burning my skin off. So imagine just pouring alcohol on open wounds. That's just how it felt, and my entire face is pretty much an open wound, so that was cool. He said to do this every day for a month, and he was so certain. He guaranteed. He said, I guarantee that you will be healed, or I will give you your money back. That's what I did. I did that for 30 days. And the first week was torturous. Like every time I sprayed that thing, it just hurt so much. The drink was not bad. Like, okay, the drink was bad, what am I saying? The shower was okay, but it worked. After the first week, I remember just feeling already so much better. I could finally feel my pores open, which is an insane feeling. Like, I just went from hella dry to just normal skin. I mean, I still have dry skin, but it's not nearly as bad as it was before. And I still have eczema. Okay, I'll go into that later. After 1 month of doing this, I was pretty much 80% healed. And yeah, I'll be forever grateful for that. My eyes began to open, skin on my face began to just not be as dry. My wrinkles would start to heal. I mean, it's not all gone, and it will never be gone, but I don't care. Like, literally anything than that, you know. Any improvement from that, I would have been, praise the Lord. Oh, and my eyebrows grew back. I didn't have eyebrows. Anyways, let's go to present day. So, present day. I still have eczema. It's still not gone, but I'd say it's 90% healed, and I have more of a normal person's eczema, whatever that means. Like, you could still see, like, there's lashes on my arm, but it's not nearly as bad as what it was before. Sometimes my eczema will come back when the seasons change mostly, and sometimes I will get these rashes. So I still use the spray and the cream that this doctor gave me, but it will never be as bad as it was before. I think growing up with eczema has also taught me to appreciate just the little things more. Being able to live in my own skin without being uncomfortable is already such a blessing. I take it for granted, man. I do. As for my insecurities though, oh man, maybe that's another video. But my insecurities, I'm definitely more secure now, but it's taken me a really long time to get here. I may seem a little bit more confident on camera. I've been doing this for a year now, so I am a little bit more confident on camera, but I still hate taking photos, and I'm still scared to take photos, and I'm always so scared, like, oh, they're gonna see my eczema, man. They're gonna see, like, my wrinkles, they're gonna see everything. I'm working on it. Try to remind myself not to be so hard on myself, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. I think in general, we ourselves are the hardest on ourselves. I think that's about it. I'm not gonna lie. I guess my final notes would be for all my eczema buddies out there. Whenever I see someone with eczema, I really feel for that person because I know like what they're going through, and I know that it's probably really painful. And so yeah, I just want to say that don't be so hard on yourself, and don't be so hard on yourself, and that you're not alone. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found my story a little interesting. If you have a similar story, put it down in the comments below. I'll read it. I read all the comments. So, and consider subscribing if you want more videos. I'll be around. I think I'll be pumping out videos at least for a little while. Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.